I'm a personal growth nut. And even though there were things that I wanted so badly, a lot of times I wasn't doing the things that I thought that I knew.
Those words are really telling, aren't they? I want it badly, which means when I think about it, it's painful, which means I must be out of the vortex when I'm thinking about it.
When I was younger, that was very true. And as I got older, it improved. And even though I was so committed to the things that I wanted and opening up my relationship with, the cells in my body and the higher power and everything, I was still trying to manage myself. And there was a lot of things that I wasn't doing. For example, I believe in the positive aspects. I believe in journaling and an attitude of gratitude and feeling the appreciation. And even when I would encourage my friends to do it, I would look at myself in the mirror every day and say, well, I really wasn't doing it myself either. I read about it and I agreed, but I wasn't living it.
That really has been the whole point of this conversation today, because you have to do the work, but the work is not a big deal. But when you do the wrong work, you don't make any progress. When you do the right work just a little bit, you make really good progress.
I remember you saying in some of your tapes that the most important thing is that I feel good. And I would have days where I would come home from work, and although I spent a lot of time working, I didn't spend any time going into my workshop. I spent so many thoughts and so much of my attention dealing with the problems and issues of my day, I didn't have any energy left over to put towards the things that I want, or to use this new word that I'm hearing from you today, vortex.
Yes. Esther will say it from time to time. I know if I would get in the vortex, it would all sort itself out, but I'm too busy dealing with what's not sorted out.
I went to some Tony Robbins seminars, and I learned about the power of state, where I can use my mental focus and use my physical body to help me go into that vortex place more often. And what
How so?
A perfect example would be food. Maybe I didn't have a good blood sugar level when I came home. And by eating certain foods, maybe carbs, I could get into a better state, and I would be more likely to go into that workshop.
So the philosophy is force myself into the action even though it comes hard. And with enough of the action, then I will get the vibrational results. And we say, while it does work, it's really the hard way of going about it.
Here's the heart of my question. I found out that by using certain substances, things stronger than food, that it was very easy for me to get into a great state, very easy for me to go into my vortex.
But the problem with that is, like sleeping, when you allow yourself into the vortex by diminishing your ability to focus, your lack of awareness on the vibrational shift keeps it from being permanent. So while it feels good in the moment, you're not able to sustain it because you weren't doing it consciously.
I listened to the Abraham teachings, and I understand that to make for a good workshop, you need to have mental focus, and you need to be in a good state, use your imagination. You get the detail as vivid as you can so that you still feel good about it. And you said that the emotion speeds the creation. And I found myself using these substances and finding the heightened imagination, the heightened emotion, and lo and behold, a lot of my goals and things that I was working on so hard before, they're here in my life today, and I'm very happy. It's awesome.
Well, then we need to write a new book.
Maybe I'd like to write one with you.
Screw the vortex. Take drugs.
But it's not really about the drugs, it's really about the vortex.
Well, it is about the vortex, and it's about the way into the vortex, and any way you can get it. In other words, if you have found a way of softening your resistance, which is the same thing as saying heightening your alignment, and you are doing it in a way that you are sustaining it and then getting manifestational results, then you've got something that's working for you.
That's true.
In other words, if the manifestations are coming, then that, and you are crediting the absence of resistance with the use of the substance, then you have found a pattern of releasing resistance through that behavior.
have one
So
other-
why are we having, what is it, are you just wanting confirmation that,
I'm a living science experiment. I decided to try this when I was a teenager, and now here I am, and I've had tremendous results, but the results, they're my results, and it's only results for my world. And now I'm talking to you as a teacher, saying I've used this method. Do you know of other students that are using this method? Is it a good thing to put out there for people that it's right for?
well, it appears to be, based upon the science experiment that you've offered. The reason that we have not been advocating the utilization of substances that diffuse focus and therefore release resistance is because in the diffusing of focus, even though resistance has been released, we have not seen it to be sustainable. It's like the difference between what we were talking about earlier about going to sleep, being out of the vortex and going to sleep. And while you're slumbering, releasing thought and therefore not keeping the negative vibration going, but when you reawaken, picking up the vibration right where you left it. Where, on the other hand, if you meditate before you go to sleep, and in your conscious awareness, as you are deliberately quieting your mind, you're releasing resistance. Now, as you come back into full consciousness, your vibration has shifted during meditation, and now you get to, for a while, pick it up where you shifted it to. And so the utilization of the drugs is more like the slumber. It gives you the relief for the time that you're having the relief, but we have not seen it to be a sustaining vibrational shift. And so we're wondering if you were doing other things at the same time that might be accomplishing part of the vibrational shift.
Probably. I have one last question.
But it is more satisfying. So is it more satisfying to you to give the credit to, in other words, we would not disagree with you that the utilization of anything that causes you to feel better does, for the moment of feeling better, mean that your vibration has shifted. The question that we have is, can you sustain it? And what we've noticed with most people is next time they need more, and next time they need more, until before long they are not just vibrationally out of balance, but physically out of balance, because their body keeps adjusting to the chemical and doesn't give them a consistent response. Is that accurate?
Not for me, but I think it's a danger. I'm reluctant to go promote that to the world for that reason.
Well, we are not promoting it not because it is a danger. We are not promoting it because of the vibrational shifting. That, in other words, when we visit with someone, we can feel where their vibration is in their vortex, and we can feel where their vibration is in their current state of awareness. And as we visit, we are constantly monitoring and aware of the shift in vibration. And so that's one of the things that is satisfying to us in having a conversation where not only can we soothe someone into alignment, but then we can give them the knowledge so that they can soothe themselves into alignment. And true self-empowerment doesn't include some substance that you have to dig up from someplace. And true alignment with who you are certainly doesn't include a substance that is illegal to find, because there's a whole other bunch of stuff involved in that is likely to take you out of the vortex. So we're not for it or against it. We're just saying that as we read the vibration of people, we do not find any sustaining motion forward or alignment through substance use.
Thank you. I have one last quick question. Are you aware of my license plate?
We're aware that you want us to be.
I am. The reason why is because Abraham inspired that license plate.
What is it?
You've used this saying several times today in the audience.
Is this a test?
I would like very much to know that Abraham just knows this stuff. I think it's cool. I've been idolizing Abraham for 15 years, and
well, we will burst your bubble. Jerry and Esther held a seminar years ago in Edmonton, and for the first time allowed children. It was for children, and the children just really wanted Abraham to fly. That's really what they wanted, you see. When what we are teachers. We are a little bit more grounded than that. So here's what we will give you. Rather than giving you verbal evidence in this moment that we understand this manifestation that Esther is reaching to translate for us, it is our promise to you that in the next 2 or 3 days you will have an encounter that will vividly help you to know that you and Abraham are on exactly the same page at exactly the same time. That will be infinitely more satisfying to you than that.
Very cool, thank you.